Aging is not a problem to be fixed or a disease to be cured. It is a natural, powerful, lifelong process that unites us all. Those are the words from our next guest, who is on a mission to raise awareness of ageism and how to dismantle it. Writer and anti-ageism activist Ashton Applewhite, thank you for being here. We need this.
Great to be here.
All right, well, let's get right into it because, you know, Ashton, we are all aging except for myself. Something about don't crack. But, you know, why do we all dread it so much? Like, what's the fear behind that?
Because we live in a culture that barrages us with negative messages about how awful it's going to be to get old or encounter any incapacity from childhood on. And why is that? Because fear divides us. That is what prejudice does. And because it's profitable. No one makes money off satisfaction.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Okay. So we talk about racism and sexism, but why don't we talk about ageism as much?
Well, I think my theory is that it took the baby boom to finally get old enough, and I'm a card-carrying member of that generation, to realize that this getting old thing is actually happening to us. But that is changing. It's much more on our radar now. And the good news is that everything we've learned about how to address these forms of bias, which are different, of course, racism is not the same as ageism or sexism, but we can apply what we've learned to address these other forms of bias. It's up to us to make sure that age is part of diversity, equity, and inclusion conversations. And we've trained ourselves, a lot of us, to notice if everyone in the room is white or male. Let's question why everyone in the room is the same age, too.
I love that.
I know.
So I have to ask you this. People use the phrase, "You look great for your age," as like a compliment. First off, is that okay to say to someone? Second off, I like your diagonal floating hat shelf.
Me too.
I keep
Isn't that
staring
cool?
at it.
Yes.
Great. So go ahead. What would you say to someone who said, "Hey, you look great for your age"?
Well, I would say you look great for your age, too. And let that little uncomfortable
Yes.
moment sit there, because it might be intended as a compliment, but intent doesn't let you off the hook. You know, the bigger question is, what does age have to do with it at all? How about you look good? We don't say you're so articulate for a black person or for a woman.
Some people do.
Because race or gender don't belong there either, and age is no different.
This is
Very
there's something
interesting.
about you. It's just you're very succinct, very knowledgeable. So
Are you talking to me or her?
not you, Al.
Oh.
It applies to Al as well. So tell me this: in your opinion, how is aging different for women?
Well, I know it's news to you all that we live in an ageist, sexist patriarchy,
Yes.
which means a society where men have more power. I mean, this is why the gender wage gap is so persistent, also because it's profitable, right? So the thing about women in the workforce is that we are never the right age. First, we're too sexy and young to be taken seriously, and then we're too fertile. Women stop being promoted to managerial positions in the U.S. in their early 30s, and then, boom, we're not sexy or fertile anymore.
All right, well, let's get to language because that dictates a way that we think. What words should we limit or get rid of from our, lexicon so that we can move forward, in thought and speak?
Lexicon.
Cool word, Al.
Yeah, trying to be cool.
Well, I'm focusing lately on the word generation. I would like us to stop using it as much. It's really tempting. We love putting people in buckets, but the minute we do that, it lends itself to stereotyping. How could anything possibly be true of millions and millions of people born roughly around the same age? And the minute we have a label, all these associations click into place, even when we're trying not to be biased. And the biggest problem is that it gives age more credit than it deserves. Class, gender, and race all play a much bigger role than we think it does in shaping our experiences and who we're like and not like.
So how can we change our mind frame about aging?
Well, this may sound counterintuitive, but learn about it, because we're so brainwashed by all the negative, we never hear the other part. We only hear how awful it's going to be to get old. Being young is hard too, right? So question where the negative messages come from and what purpose they serve. All those anti-aging products, they move millions and millions of dollars of product for the anti-aging piece of the beauty industry. And another really good reason, besides saving some money, is that ageism is bad for your health. People with a more positive, accurate attitude towards aging heal quicker, they're less likely to get Alzheimer's, even if they have the gene for the disease, and they actually live longer. It's not healthy to go through life dreading our futures.
That's again like the Zappos thing where they say, do you feel lucky and happy in your life?
Stop bringing up Zappos.
Okay. Sorry.
All right,
I didn't have a chance to
Ashton.
present my theory because of the Zappos.
Sorry.
We had to bring that back.
Sorry.
What, do you work for their PR?
I don't.
Okay. Ashton, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us on DBL. To our viewers, make sure to check out Ashton's website, thischairrocks.com.
Oh, cool.
There you
Yes.
can find information about her book, interact with her on her blog, and you'll find resources and tools to learn more about ageism. Thank you so much, Ashton. We'll be right back.
You are
Thanks,
awesome. Thank you.
Ashton. Rad.